watching The Burning Question and I'm Deepthi Sachdeva. For the longest time, you have seen only ruckus, sloganeering and pandemonium in the parliament. The opposition says this is because the government does not want to discuss the issue of Manipur. The government on the other side says we are ready for a debate. But the opposition is making this conditional. And the moment you make things conditional, the government alleges, we will say this is plain simple politics. But ladies and gentlemen, I think one thing is very clear. Neither the government nor is the opposition even wanting a debate on Manipur. This is politics being handled from all sides. So what we'll do is we'll expose all sides today, and we'll also tell you why the court today has asked the state police in Manipur, why did it take you 14 days to lodge an FIR? More details on that and much more, but first up the headlines as always. Arson, stone pelting and vandalism clashes break out in New in Haryana. Internet is suspended. The centre has also sent in additional forces.
उसको मस्जिद कहेंगे तो फिर विवाद होगा। मुझे लगता है कि भगवान ने जिसको दृष्टि दी है वो देखे ना, त्रिशूल मस्जिद के अंदर क्या कर रहा है, हमने तो नहीं रखे ना। ये प्रस्ताव मुस्लिम समाज की तरफ से आना चाहिए कि साहब ऐतिहासिक गलती हुई है और उस गलती के लिए हम चाहते हैं समाधान हो।
That is Yogi Adityanath's first and the biggest message on Gyanvapi. He says calling this a mosque would be contentious.
हाई कोर्ट में एएसआई सर्वे का बहस हो चुकी है, वो अब अपना जजमेंट प्रोनाउंस करने वाले हैं। इस तरह का बयान देना, वो उसका क्या मतलब है?
As Yogi calls for correcting what he says is a historical mistake, the opposition and the Muslim clerics are slamming Yogi Adityanath for that statement.
ऑपोजिशन जो पिछले 8 दिन से लगातार मणिपुर के ऊपर चर्चा चाहती थी, आज मणिपुर के चर्चा जब शुरू हो रही है, भाग रहे हैं।
Massive face-off in the parliament. The opposition continues to disrupt as the government dares the opposition to debate on Manipur. There is a big political buzz in the state of Maharashtra. Sharad Pawar to felicitate the Prime Minister in Pune despite the party's opposition. Exclusive details on the Maharashtra Terror Module probe, bomb squad probe location where the suspects allegedly carried out a trial blast. So the Supreme Court today has come down heavily on both the state and the centre. The Supreme Court wants to know why did it take the state police 14 days to file an FIR? Not just that, when attempts were made to say that what has happened in Manipur possibly could also be correlated to what's happened in West Bengal and in other states when it comes to women's safety, the Supreme Court has cautioned. The Supreme Court has said, do not indulge in whataboutery. So the message is clear, that there are hard questions that have to be answered. There is accountability that has to be fixed. Now, where can accountability be fixed? It can be fixed in the parliament, on the floor of the house. Now, when it comes to the floor of the house, for the last 8 days, we have seen no business. We haven't seen debate on the issue of Manipur. The government says it's really concerned about what's happened in Manipur, and the opposition says much the same. Then what is the problem? Why can't we have a good, healthy debate in the parliament on the issue of Manipur? Why can't all of us hear what's really going wrong? Why can't we hear the truth from the people who matter, from the people today who've been elected to be in power? Now, the government says we are ready for a debate, but it's the opposition that is hell-bent on playing politics. Nirmala Sitharaman today has steered into the opposition. She says the opposition is just shedding crocodile tears. The opposition on the other side, that calls itself the acronym India, has toured Manipur. They say the situation there is really bad. Now, one would expect they would come to the parliament and expose the government. Let's have a debate. But the opposition says, no, this is conditional. We can have a debate only and only when the Prime Minister will take part in that debate and he puts out a statement in the parliament. So clearly you have both the sides not wanting to blink, and the people of Manipur still wanting answers. So you have the court, you have the parliament, and then you have the people of Manipur. And in the middle of all this, you have seen a number of videos that have shocked the entire country. And like I said, the debate is also on the rules. Now this is important for all of you to understand. The government is ready for a short duration discussion on Manipur, but on the other side, the opposition that has also moved a no confidence motion says, we want suspension of all business and a discussion only under Rule 267. So daggers are drawn, but the question again is, who really cares for the people of Manipur? Or is this plain simple politics? And we'll ask those questions to the BJP, the ruling dispensation, also to the opposition in just a moment. But first up, we'll also tell you what's happened in Manipur, what's happened in the parliament, what's happened in the Supreme Court today, all that you need to know.
On the words which can be used.
Parliament has witnessed ruckus every day since the monsoon session started on 20th July.
Is it the conduct you learnt? No, is it your conduct?
With the opposition demanding a statement by Prime Minister Modi in the House on the Manipur crisis.
And Prime Minister is keeping quiet.
Today as well, both the houses witnessed ruckus,
आपने अनुमति दे चुकी है. मेरा निवेदन इतना ही है.
sloganeering and complete disruption.
I have already given a notice under 267. This is the 9th or 10th day. Continuously all India party, they are giving notices to discuss it. We have demanded discussion under Rule 267.
When the government is ready to discuss Manipur, when the government has already acceded to the sense of the House that there should be a discussion on Manipur, I see no sense, and I wonder what is the message they are trying to give. Are they running away from the debate? What is it that they are trying to hide? इनके दाढ़ी में कुछ काला है, कोई ना कोई तकलीफ है.
But even after the chair agreed for a discussion,
The leader of the House has indicated that the government is prepared to our discussion on Manipur issues at 2 p.m. today.
the opposition continued sloganeering,
Discussion at 2 p.m. Nothing will go on record. Nothing will go on record. The House will meet again at 12 noon today.
the government is questioning the opposition.
जो विपक्ष आज तक मणिपुर के अलावा कुछ और बात करने के लिए तैयार नहीं था, इस डिस्कशन में भाग लेने के लिए तैयार नहीं है. हमें बहुत दुख लगता है कि ऑपोजिशन जो पिछले 8 दिन से लगातार मणिपुर के ऊपर चर्चा चाहती थी, आज मणिपुर के चर्चा जब शुरू हो रही है, भाग रहे हैं.
Who doesn't want a Manipur debate? That's the burning question tonight.
So the Supreme Court, like I said, has questions today for the centre and for the state. And there are also questions for the opposition. The opposition that says, Ravi Srivastava and Shyam Prasad Meka and Mr. De Mello, that we want a discussion on Manipur. But when it comes to the opportunity for having a discussion on Manipur, the government says you people are all shedding crocodile tears. So RP Singh Sahu, we'll also ask you what the court has said today, what you have to respond as far as that story goes. As you represent the BJP, Mr. De Mello is the national spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress. Shyam Prasad Meka is the leader of the Congress party. Joining us is also Ravi Srivastava, who's a political analyst, and he leans towards the AAP. RP Singh Saab, let's begin with you. The Supreme Court is asking you and the state police that why did it take you 14 days to lodge an FIR? They say the incident happened on May the 4th, 0 FIR on May the 18th, sir, transferred to the concerned magistrate and the police station on July the 21st. What's the reason for the delay from the date of the incident to the arrest. RP Singh sir.
Situation on ground was not conducive for doing any activity. We all know that there was ethnic clashes which was happening. There was violence, there was chaos in the state, and to get some semblance of in place, to get some order in place, it took some time. And then the moment things were in order, the activity has started working. The state administration has started working properly. Now, almost 75% of the employees are back on their job, or probably more than that. 80% schools have now opened up now. So, if there is open clash which is happening there, and then to first is to get some peace, get some calm to the situation, and parallelly do the activity of the FIR also. It's not that government is running away from any administrative activity, but if first thing is to put water on fire, to douse down the fire, and then get into the reasoning of the fire and the what all happened and how did everything transpired, and book the concerned people and ensure that everyone who's involved should be booked. But government is nowhere behind it. There's now, since the matter is CBI, and CBI has already also filed in their FIRs also now, and then also that government is clearly that we will take these cases outside, that people can be more free to speak and can give their witnesses and put everything on record. So it's not that government is not keen to take initiative. It was only matter of time, which was because of the situation on ground.
Okay, so RP Singh Saab is actually pouring out the version of the BJP that possibly will also go to the court, as the court has asked these questions and tomorrow you need to reply. But RP Singh Saab, before I open this to the opposition panel, I just have one more question. The government is very serious, the government is very concerned. The Prime Minister also said he's very livid after that entire video went viral. Then what is the problem in having a discussion under 276? Suspend all business. Let's have a discussion, a full-fledged discussion. Let everyone speak. The government wants to expose the real truth. Why don't we do that under Rule 267?
Issue is, please, I'll appreciate, ask your research team to, by the time we finish the debate, ask your research team to get you comparison to the two rules. The debate can start under the rule which government is saying, and the Home Minister is prepared to speak on each and every subject. And then there is no limitation also on the timing. But only thing is, they are keen that Prime Minister should answer first. Prime Minister should open the debate. When the Home Minister speaks, he speaks on behalf of the cabinet.
So is there a problem? RP Singh Saab, and I must tell you, I don't need research. For the last 9 days, if there is any issue that we here at Republic have covered thoroughly, is Manipur. We've seen the difference between a short duration discussion, what the government wants, versus a 267, what the opposition wants. But tell me something, if the Prime Minister can lead from the front when it comes to the Morbi tragedy, Balasore tragedy, the country wants to hear the Prime Minister is what the opposition says. Now, is that a problem?
Okay, let me read out what 267 says. It says introduction of new bills, suspension of rules, short duration discussion on urgent matters, adjournment motions. But this is the explanation of 267 as per the parliamentary book. I'm saying discussion, let the discussion start. But no, let the Prime Minister answer. Is it the collective responsibility of all? And then if I don't want to quote the precedent which happened, 1993 or 2011 or even 2012 when Assam was burning and the Prime Minister hailed from Assam. He was the Rajya Sabha member from Assam and he didn't answer
but that is the Congress, sir. That is history. The BJP is a party with a difference, right? So that is why we will not cite history. But okay, you've raised certain valid points. You've raised certain valid points, RP Singh Saab. Let's also ask those questions of the opposition.
Another second. And difference.
Okay, please complete your point.
Also.
Okay.
22 days.
Okay, 10 seconds, sir. Complete your point.
Yeah. 5 seconds. Minister of State for Home was in Assam, in Manipur for 22 days. Home Minister himself visited that place, unlike earlier time. I mean, that's a difference. And is ongoingly the things are under observations. And then there's a process already on between the two communities. The dialogue is already on between the two communities to smoothen the things instead of going and undo the wounds. I mean, you're trying to go and put salt on the wound. I mean, better would have been passing a unanimous resolution in the parliament and then asking the government to take a joint parliamentary delegation there. And after the government would have told you what has to be done. But not that way, because they want to launch their new frame, their new INDIA using Manipur, which is very sad. I mean, why using Manipur to launch your political party?
Of course, that is very sad. If that is Shyam Prasad Meka, Ravi Srivastava and Mr. De Mello, if that is your intention, that you only want to play politics, that is very sad. Because questions today will also be asked of you. You know, you want to put the government on the mat, Ravi, fine. Do that by all means. Do that in the parliament, do that outside the parliament. But the point is, why are we stalling a debate, Ravi? If all parties are really serious, come out and debate. Why should the rule matter, Ravi?
Deepti, you yourself have said that whatever opposition is asking, the government must comply with that. They are the opposition. They have the right. They have a right to ask the government the questions what they want to ask. And the government is obliged to reply them. Running the parliament is not the job of the opposition. Running the parliament is the job of the ruling dispensation. Now I am asking you a question. What is happening today?
Correct.
Just watch the Honorable Supreme Court. What scathing remarks they have made. I say whether to the state or whether to the center. Whose government is there? The BJP government. The questions are being asked to the BJP only. So
Ravi, why don't you say this in the parliament? That's what I'm saying. Instead of sitting on television studios, instead of, making a hue and cry about this, the best forum to debate, Mr. Meka, is the parliament. You will have speakers from all political parties. The Home Minister is ready to respond, Mr. Meka.
No.
Yeah, let's come out of...
been said on the floor of the parliament. Now I am asking a question. Why the bills are being passed when the no confidence motion has been admitted? This is a gross violation.
See, that is another debate. No,
they have no business
Ravi, you're getting confused.
Any bills,
this is another problem.
They cannot do it.
You have an axe to grind with the government, fine. You are the opposition, you will have an axe to grind with the government. But the point is, Mr. Meka, for the last many days, the opposition has been saying we are concerned about Manipur. You've extended that healing hand to Manipur. You've said India is with Manipur, India the acronym. You've had, people from the opposition who've reached out to people in Manipur. But then why don't you come to the parliament and tell us what you saw, what you heard and what you allege against the government? Why are you running away from a debate?
Yeah. Deepti, allow me to finish my point. I get your point that why for 9 days there is no debate. But what we need to understand, it is 90 days.
Yes.
And the government is not in a statement. The Prime Minister of the country is not extending that courtesy. While the same executive is running to Supreme Court and submitting affidavits on their status when it is forced by the Supreme Court. Instead, the legislature to which the executive is answerable should have got that courtesy of opening the debate. And short discussion is not enough on this topic. Second, you said India, the alliance, is with the Manipur. No, not only the India, the political alliance, but the India as a country is also with Manipur. Only people who doesn't seem by the optics so far, may not be by the intent, okay, is the government of India. That is the problem. So we need to stop lecturing.
No, but the problem is, Mr. Meka, whatever you allege here in TV studios is not going on record. It is parliament debates, and Mr. De Mello, you are such a seasoned politician, sir. You would appreciate the fact that the best place to put the government on the mat is the parliament. Now, the government right from day one has been saying we are open for a debate. The Home Minister will respond. You never know, the Prime Minister might intervene. But why are you even stalling a debate? Why are you stalling even a statement from the Home Minister? If this is not an ego war, Mr. De Mello, what else is this?
Deepti, we
Mr.
are
De Mello,
not
then I'll come back to you,
to
Mr.
put
Meka.
the government on the mat.
I will come back to you,
We are worried about the people of Manipur. We are worried about the country. It's not about putting the government on the mat.
If you are worried, you must seek answers, Mr. Meka, and you will seek answers only from the parliament. No. This way, many would say that you're giving the government a free pass because the government is saying every day we are ready for a debate. It's the opposition that is not participating in a debate, Mr. De Mello.
They are open for a 2-hour debate. That's a short debate. We are not open for it. The topic requires more time. The adjournment motion
But at
needs
least
to be
you will
taken
get
up.
a debate started, no? And then
Why is
when
the
it is a
government so
debate, Mr.
adamant?
De Mello, the speaker can extend the time. Is it just
For
about
90
these
days, Prime
technicalities?
Minister have only 36 seconds. Don't you see that?
Can I answer that?
Okay,
The Prime Minister
okay.
has only
Mr. De
36
Mello, and
seconds.
then we'll get an RP Singh to respond to that. Mr. De Mello.
See, let us first understand that it has been made very clear by the highest court of this land to say that this is an unprecedented situation. In an unprecedented situation, remedy is required. And the only remedy is the Prime Minister to come and face the Parliament. The Prime Minister is elected to speak to Parliament and not to speak to Man Ki Baat, wasting time there. Here is a sensitive issue. The Manipur is burning. It is extending to Mizoram. And the Prime Minister is avoiding to answer the situation. Even Rajiv Gandhi, when he was accused of Bofors deal, he came to the Rajya Sabha and faced it. But what is wrong with the Prime Minister? Now,
Mr. De Mello, if you cite and you go back in history, then the BJP will also show you the history, no? The point is, I don't want both of you to go into history because we are talking in current times.
Dipti,
Can I show something?
Because you can't run with the hare and hunt with the hound. You can't, cite a Congress example because it suits you. But you will have a problem with a Congress example that the BJP might suit, and then you will say, oh, don't go back in history.
Prime Minister,
Mr. De Mello, I just asked you a simple question. Why not debate? Why are you running away from a debate in the Parliament, sir?
Let me finish, please.
Prime Minister is throwing selfie challenges while Manipur is burning.
Please.
While Parliament is in a ruckus. What are these selfie challenges? Does it think?
Okay, I think that means that Mr. De Mello is frozen. But RP Singh, tell me something. What happens now? The onus on ensuring that the Parliament runs does rest with the government. Will the government blame?
Yes.
No, Dipti, can I show you something? Here is the last Parliament session. In Prime Minister was speaking and he was not allowed to speak. Ongoingly, opposition leaders were chanting slogans and the Prime Minister kept addressing the Parliament.
Oh, why you are talking
stop.
the last session? This session also you are stopping the microphone of Mr. Kharge.
Please, Mr. Srivastava, stop this bad habit. I never interrupted you. Sir, are you serious about hearing the Prime Minister?
What have you done?
You didn't allow him to speak the last session. You didn't allow him to speak in the last session.
RP Singh Saab, see, there are questions that the government hasn't answered. You haven't sacked your Chief Minister N. Biren Singh. N. Biren Singh has given multiple interviews where he said that there are thousands of these FIRs. The Supreme Court today has asked you how many zero FIRs, how many of these zero FIRs are related to crime against women. There are serious questions, sir, and if the government can blink, show a large heart and get the proceedings running, why is the government shying away from doing that?
Because the double engine Sarkar has failed totally. The central government has appointed a CBI to look into their own party chief minister. What does he want?
Well, this is the respect they give to the Prime Minister. Give me a second now, Dipti. Now, give me a second. Home Minister is saying that I'm prepared to answer each and every question you have. You can ask me any question. I'll answer that. Hold on. Hold your breath, both of you. Stop holding.
Why you said before filing a file?
No, but Mr. De Mello, the point is that neither the opposition is looking serious right now to have answers from the government on Manipur. You want this showdown every day. You want to prove a point. The India acronym alliance, Ravi and Mr. Mehta, you want to prove that, see, we've put the government on the mat. The government is being adamant. The government also does not want a discussion under your rule that you are citing. How will we have a solution? How will we have a solution like this to Manipur?
You don't need to.
Mr. Mehta, we need to have a solution. No, you've moved an NCM, a no confidence motion. But the point is, why are you running away from a debate? Let the Home Minister respond to those charges.
Let the Who is running away? The Prime Minister is running away here and there. Starting
I haven't had any answers. No answers. All of you have decided to obfuscate the real issue, that is Manipur and its people. But because I've run out of time, I just will thank all of you, and we will hope that there is some bit of breakthrough in the parliament, then there is a real serious debate about the issue of Manipur. Thank you all of you. On the other side, we are back with lots more.
Amity School of Communication has been ranked among India's top 5 mass comm institutes for the last 3 years by India Today, a testimony to its most high-tech studios, senior professionals as faculty and placements in leading media organizations. To apply, visit amity.edu.
When the opposition starts celebrating not the victory of a no-confidence motion, but the admission of the motion in Parliament. The I.N.D.I.A cannot even push through the motion if there is external support. A no-confidence motion is a serious matter. It is not a necessary rite of passage. It's not like having breakfast or lunch. It is something serious which must be done when there is something serious to debate. I say debate Manipur, but why a no-confidence motion? They are not even united on basic issues among themselves, and they call themselves I.N.D.I.A, and they waste our time by bringing in a no-confidence motion. It is an act of absolute futility. The people are serious. The people want governance, and I say with all the conviction at my command, stop the futility of the no-confidence motion. The opposition should unitedly take back the no-confidence motion and not waste the nation's time. If it is for their amusement, then it is a very, very expensive source of amusement that we pay. When the opposition starts celebrating not the victory of a no-confidence motion, but the admission of the motion in Parliament. The I.N.D.I.A cannot even push through the motion if there is external support. A no-confidence motion is a serious matter. It is not a necessary rite of passage. It's not like having breakfast or lunch. It is something serious which must be done when there is something serious to debate. I say debate Manipur, but why a no-confidence motion? They are not even united on basic issues among themselves, and they call themselves I.N.D.I.A, and they waste our time by bringing in a no-confidence motion. It is an act of absolute futility. The people are serious. The people want governance, and I say with all the conviction at my command, stop the futility of the no-confidence motion. The opposition should unitedly take back the no-confidence motion and not waste the nation's time. If it is for their amusement, then it is a very, very expensive source of amusement that we pay. When the opposition starts celebrating not the victory of a no-confidence motion, but the admission of the motion in Parliament. The I.N.D.I.A cannot even push through the motion if there is external support. A no-confidence motion is a serious matter. It is not a necessary rite of passage. It's not like having breakfast or lunch. It is something serious which must be done when there is something serious to debate. I say debate Manipur, but why a no-confidence motion? They are not even united on basic issues among themselves, and they call themselves I.N.D.I.A, and they waste our time by bringing in a no-confidence motion. It is an act of absolute futility. The people are serious. The people want governance, and I say with all the conviction at my command, stop the futility of the no-confidence motion. The opposition should unitedly take back the no-confidence motion and not waste the nation's time. If it is for their amusement, then it is a very, very expensive source of amusement that we pay. opposition starts celebrating not the victory of a no confidence motion, but the admission of the motion in Parliament. The I.N.D.I.A cannot even push through the motion if there is external support. A no confidence motion is a serious matter. It is not a necessary rite of passage. It's not like having breakfast or lunch. It is something serious which must be done when there is something serious to debate. I say debate Manipur, but why a no confidence motion? They are not even united on basic issues among themselves, and they call themselves I.N.D.I.A and they waste our time by bringing in a no confidence motion. It is an act of absolute futility. The people are serious. The people want governance, and I say with all the conviction at my command, stop the futility of the no confidence motion. The opposition should unitedly take back the no confidence motion and not waste the nation's time. If it is for their amusement, then it is a very, very expensive source of amusement that we pay. When the opposition starts celebrating not the victory of a no confidence motion, but the admission of the motion in Parliament. The I.N.D.I.A cannot even push through the motion if there is external support. A no confidence motion is a serious matter. It is not a necessary rite of passage. It's not like having breakfast or lunch. It is something serious which must be done when there is something serious to debate. I say debate Manipur, but why a no confidence motion? They are not even united on basic issues among themselves, and they call themselves I.N.D.I.A and they waste our time by bringing in a no confidence motion. It is an act of absolute futility. The people are serious. The people want governance, and I say with all the conviction at my command, stop the futility of the no confidence motion. The opposition should unitedly take back the no confidence motion and not waste the nation's time. If it is for their amusement, then it is a very, very expensive source of amusement that we pay.
Trending burning question powered by Reva University, NECC and Century Ply.
Welcome back, friends. In this 8:30 p.m. section of Trending Burning Question, instead of the regular debate, we are focusing on an emerging law and order situation which is panning out in Nuh and Sohna in Haryana in the Delhi NCR region. And stones were pelted during a religious procession in the evening, and that led to a situation where it escalated to cars being set on fire in Nuh. This is adjoining Gurugram and very well within the national capital region. Police was deployed, and the number of those policemen increased there, and additional forces were rushed. Tear gas shells had to be used to disperse crowds, and additional reinforcements, as I said, was summoned from other areas as the two sides hurled stones at each other. Tension has gripped the area, and internet services are restricted. Even phone services have been restricted under the Telegraph Act 1885. People in the procession hurled stones back at the youths who had stopped them. This is essentially turning into a communal situation. In fact, the worshippers going to the temple, they were incarcerated inside the temple. They got locked inside the temple after a mob gathered, and they were sort of not able to get out of and make a way out of the temple. And I'm told we are being joined in by Vishal. He's there on the ground. Vishal, just for the benefit of viewers who might have missed the developments in the evening, if you can tell us, is the situation under control now? Is the police in control of the situation? Is calm prevailing? And the arson, vandalism that we had seen in the evening, has it stopped?
अभिषेक, देखिए मैं आपको सबसे पहले बता दूं कि मंदिर से रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन जो है वो अभी भी चल रहा है। करीबन 10,000 के आसपास आंकड़ा बताया जा रहा है। हालांकि अभी तक ऑफिशियल हमें नहीं आंकड़ा पता चला है, लेकिन 10,000 के आसपास जो लोग हैं वो मंदिर में फंसे हुए थे। इसमें महिलाएं, बुजुर्ग और बच्चे भी शामिल थे। लगातार पुलिस जो है वो रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन चला रही है और उनको वहां से सुरक्षित स्थान यानी पुलिस लाइन, नूह पुलिस लाइन में पहुंचाया जा रहा है। और जब हम वहां ग्राउंड पर पहुंचे थे तब की तस्वीरें मैं आपको बता दूं कि किस तरीके से लगातार फायरिंग जो है वो चारों तरफ से हो रही थी। लोग डरे सहमे अंदर मौजूद थे, लेकिन पुलिस बल पहुंचा, स्टेट रैपिड एक्शन फोर्स पहुंचा। उसके बाद सिचुएशन को कंट्रोल करने की लगातार कोशिश की जा रही है। इस वक्त भी यहाँ हजारों की तादाद में जो है फोर्सेस मौजूद हैं। जो हरियाणा पुलिस है वो मौजूद है और सिचुएशन को कंट्रोल करने की कोशिश कर रही है। कॉन्वॉय बना करके जो लोग फंसे हुए थे उनको पुलिस लाइन तक पहुंचाया जा रहा है और उसके बाद पुलिस की गाड़ी से ही उनको उनके घर तक जो है पहुंचाने की बात निकलकर सामने आ रही है। लेकिन पिछले करीबन 8 से 10 घंटों से ये लोग जो हैं ये फंसे हुए थे। हरियाणा में ब्रिज यात्रा जो है वो हर साल निकलती है, लेकिन इस साल जिस तरीके से समुदाय के बीच में पथराव हुआ, ये अपने आप में बड़ी जो बात निकलकर सामने आ रही है। कई सवाल प्रशासन पर भी खड़े हो रहे हैं, क्योंकि जो लोग अंदर फंसे हुए थे उनका यही कहना है कि पुलिस प्रशासन बहुत लेट से पहुंची है। करीबन 6 से 8 घंटे तक अंदर फंसे हुए थे, ना पीने का पानी था, ना कोई देखने वाला था। और अभिषेक, मैं आपको एक और बात बता दूं कि बाहर जितनी गाड़ियां थी उन सभी गाड़ियों को आग के हवाले कर दिया गया। इनमें एम्बुलेंसेस भी शामिल थी, एम्बुलेंसेस को भी आग के हवाले कर दिया गया। अब ये जो है कहीं ना कहीं इन्वेस्टिगेशन का विषय है कि आखिर इस आग को किसने भड़काया, पत्थरबाजी किसने शुरू की। और इस पूरी वारदात में फायरिंग भी निकलकर सामने आई है। कई लोगों को गोली लगी है हमारे सामने, कई घायल को अस्पताल लेकर जो है पुलिस ने पहुंचाया है और कई लोग गंभीर रूप से इस पूरी घटना में घायल हैं। लगातार फायरिंग जो है वो चल रही थी, लेकिन पुलिस पहुंचकर मौके पर स्थिति को अपने काबू में लिया पुलिस ने। और फिलहाल जी
विशाल, अभी की परिस्थिति बताइए, क्या सब कुछ कंट्रोल में है? ये जो आगजनी हो रही है जिसकी कुछ तस्वीरें पिछले 2-3 घंटे पुरानी हमें दिख रही हैं, क्या इस पर काबू पा लिया गया है और क्या मंदिर से लोगों को निकाल लिया गया है? और एक शांति समिति की भी बात चल रही है, तो क्या उसकी बैठक शुरू हो गई है?
जी बिल्कुल, देखिए 8:30 बजे की बैठक बताई जा रही है। हालांकि अभी तक ऑफिशियल डेटा इस पर कुछ आया नहीं है, लेकिन हाँ, जो लोग अंदर फंसे हुए थे उनको बाहर निकाल लिया गया है सुरक्षित तरीके से। जो आगजनी हो रही थी उसको फायर ब्रिगेड की तरफ से पूरी तरीके से बुझा दिया गया है और सिचुएशन कहीं ना कहीं अब थोड़ी सी अंडर कंट्रोल जरूर है। मैं आपको बता दूं कि पुलिस लगातार मौके पर है। एडीसी जो ममता सिंह हैं वो भी लगातार मौके पर मुआयना कर रही हैं और लगातार लोगों से बातचीत कर रही हैं, निरीक्षण कर रही हैं कि कोई और अंदर फंसा है कि नहीं। लेकिन फिलहाल जो हमारे सोर्सेज बता रहे हैं कि अंदर से सभी को बाहर सुरक्षित निकाल लिया गया है। जी अभिषेक।
Okay. Piyush Ohri also joins us over the phone, I believe, but he's there on the ground. Obviously, we can't have him live because the disruption with internet, given the law and order situation. Piyush, if you are hearing me, please tell us, since you have been there for a couple of hours, is the situation under control? Have the cops been able to restrain and disperse the unruly, unlawful elements who were involved in this arson and violence, and are we wiser about who started this? What was the trigger?
So Abhishek, let me just tell you that I'm reporting from the outskirts of Nuh over here at Sona, and the situation over here has still not become normal. In fact, one of the major reasons of why I am speaking to you on the phone is because simple, the unlawful elements today have warned us that we were not going to allow you to film. Otherwise, it's going to be dangerous for not only me but also my video journalist. And this is all being done in the presence of the Gurugram police officials who are present over here. So you can understand that the situation over here, at least on the outskirts of Nuh, where there is a lot of anger being expressed by both the communities, is not normal. And we have been reporting over here for now past 4 to 5 hours, and the situation has only continued to be worse. So bad has the situation become that now even the people over here are not allowed to film because the unlawful elements do not want themselves to get filmed, so that there is no evidence. So yes, as of now, from the outskirts of Nuh, the situation over here is not normal. And where I'm reporting right now is at the Sona police chowki, but you can understand the brazenness of these unlawful elements that in front of the police officials, not only are they tossing vehicles, not only are they shutting and breaking shops, but also they are creating arson. So as of now, the situation over here is not normal. We hope that as more companies, the central companies are going to come over, perhaps the situation may become normal. But so far, 4 to 5 hours we are reporting over here, the situation has only become from bad to worse. Back to the studio.
Piyush, just for the benefit of viewers who might not be familiar with the geography, how far is this from the border of Delhi with Gurugram? How far is this from the highway which goes to Jaipur? And what is the nature of deployments? How many companies the Reserve Police of the state of Haryana deployed there to control the situation?
I will tell you that the place where I'm reporting from is around 1 hour from the central Gurugram. And when I talk about central Gurugram, this area of central Gurugram consists of all the major India headquarters of fortune companies. So when we talk about India shining, we talk about this part of central Gurugram which makes India shine. And only around an hour's drive from central Gurugram, you are seeing the situation so bad that now the state police is unable to control the situation, and more central companies are being made to come over. Now, as what we have been told is that there will be 2 companies or central companies that have been asked to come over here at this location in Sona, where the situation is bad, and where there are incidents of stone pelting which have been reported, where there have been incidents of arson, and where there have been incidents of shops being broken. I've been reporting over here again, as I reiterate, Abhishek. Yes, we've been reporting over here for 4 to 5 hours, and the situation over here has only become from bad to worse. Back in the studio.
Okay, thank you so much, Piyush Shori there, giving us an update on what's really happening on the ground. And let's try to understand the government perspective. It's in Haryana, and we are joined in by Amandeep from Chandigarh. Amandeep, please tell us what's the view from there in Chandigarh, where the Haryana government sits. Has adequate action been taken? Yes. And what kind of deployments have been done? And what is the government telling you, or the sources they are telling you, about why this incident happened? Why this flare up suddenly in Nu and Sona?
Well, Abhishek, let me start with the fresh development into this entire clashes. That 8 policemen were injured, and most of them sustained the bullet injury, and one of them has been died during the incident in Medanta Hospital in Gurugram. And in fact, 7 are still under the treatment, and 1 DSP, 1 police inspector, they all are sustaining the bullet injuries during these clashes. And in fact, the Haryana Chief Minister has held a meeting with DGP and Chief Secretary, and he briefed the DC Nu also how to negotiate the talks in 8:30 meeting, just because the peace meeting was called by Deputy Commissioner of Nu with the leaders of both the communities, and this meeting might start any time from now. And in fact, this is a very important meeting, and that meeting will conclude either to de-escalate the situation, or this situation will intensify in Nu. Just because, Abhishek, the Nu, after Nu there is Palwal, Faridabad, Gurgaon. These are the areas that are facing the heat of these clashes, just because these are the areas adjoining to national capital, just few kilometers from the national capital. And if we talk about the deployment, earlier 1,000 cops were deployed before these clashes take place, but later when the situation goes out of control from the Haryana police, Haryana state has requested the Union Home Ministry to intervene and send the paramilitary forces. 3 companies of paramilitary forces will be airdropped in Nu to maintain the law and order situation. And in fact, the firing has been confirmed, that firing has also been happened from the side of these from one community group to on the police as well, on the other people also. So several people are evacuated from the temple and from other places also. The situation is very tense, and even the Chief Minister is still waiting for any kind of conclusion in the meeting, just because the leaders from both the communities has been called in at the office of Deputy Commissioner of Nu. This is a very important meeting. And even, Abhishek, the entry and exit points has been completely sealed and barricaded and manned by Haryana police. No outsider is allowed to come in. internet has been suspended for next 2 days till 2nd of August, so that no video should be posted on the social media and no social media invitations to their group members, to their community members, that can intensify the clashes also. So the entire situation is into a very panic, and even Haryana government is trying to deal, and the entire government, we tried to speak to some of the people, even the bureaucrats, even the police officers, all of them are focusing to de-escalate the situation first, and later the legal action will take place, who all are responsible for this. Yes, Abhishek.
Okay, Amandeep, also please share with us if you have any details on whether the cops have told the administration in Chandigarh about the possibility of some antisocial elements. I'm getting to hear the name of some provocation coming in from Monu Manesar, for example. Is there any element of truth in these reports that there was a provocation following which this violence happened?
Well, absolutely, Abhishek. This entire violence started yesterday on social media. Monu Manesar and Vishwa Hindu Parishad and Bajrang Dal people have posted several videos on the social media that they are going to hold a procession in Nu and challenging the other community if they can stop them. And simultaneously, other community has also started reacting on the social media also after Monu Manesar and other people posted the videos and the comments onto that. And in fact, the entire clashes has started yesterday on social media itself. And when today they have given the call, including Monu Manesar and Vishwa Hindu Parishad and even Bajrang Dal also, they have given the call that kindly gather at a maximum number. We are going to hold a procession for Bajrang Yatra, for Bridge Yatra, I beg to pardon, for Bridge Yatra. And in fact, then the thousands of the people have gathered on the road. People from the different parts of Haryana and Uttar Pradesh, they have joined that yatra, and cars and the bikes and people on their foot, they started reaching towards Nu Shiv temple, where the entire procession will be concluded. But reaching to that temple was not so smooth for this entire procession, and in fact the stone pelted started happening from that point. That was the trigger point, Abhishek, from where the clash has taken place today.
Okay, and if you can tell us also, Amandeep, what kind of arrests have been made, and why the police failed to anticipate, given the information that you are sharing about all this thing panning out on social media in the last 24 hours?
Well, Abhishek, this is the big question. This was entirely on the public platforms, and in fact, intelligence and Haryana police are having all kind of inputs regarding this procession and even the confrontational behavior and the planning of the other community, how to interrupt, and in fact, what are their preparations to deal with procession. And in fact, even after this so much preparations, only 1,000 cops has been deployed. No talks has been negotiated before the procession with any of community leaders. Neither they have tried to de-escalate the gathering for the procession, and in fact, nor they tried to negotiate the talks with the other community who were prepared to confront the Vishwa Hindu Parishad and Bajrang Dal. So that there is a lack of communication among the government officials, among the intelligence, and that led to the entire clash today. And that is the reason the Nu, including Palwal, Faridabad, Gurgaon, they all are in a grip, and these districts are burning, and people are staying in a very panic situation. So somewhere down the line, if the government or the police officials or the local administration could have intervened into this entire social media war, so the situation could have been managed before these clashes that has put the entire Nu on fire. And even so far, Abhishek, the number has not come out that how many people have been detained and how many have been arrested. Just because the police is trying to just restore the peace and calm in city, only after that the legal action will take place. This is what we are getting, either officially or unofficially I mean to say. And in fact, they are trying to focus that both the community should de-escalate and disperse their supporters. Only then the next action will be taken. Yes, Abhishek.
All right. Hopefully the administration and the police would be able to come to grips with the situation, control it fully and douse the fires. Nuh and Sona in the Delhi NCR, not very far from the Delhi-Gurugram border, saw these clashes earlier in the evening. Now we are told by our reporters that the situation is by and large in control and a tense calm prevails. That note, thank you so much, Amandeep, and before that, Piyush and Vishal for joining us, bringing our viewers up to date on what's really happened in the vicinity of the national capital. On that note, a short break.
Is it time for historical wrongs to be corrected? Yogi's strongest statement yet on Gyanvapi case.
अगर हम उसको मस्जिद कहेंगे तो फिर विवाद होगा। मुझे लगता है कि भगवान ने जिसको दृष्टि दी है वो देखे ना, त्रिशूल मस्जिद के अंदर क्या कर रहा है, हमने तो नहीं रखे ना। ये प्रस्ताव मुस्लिम समाज की तरफ से आना चाहिए। ऐतिहासिक गलती हुई है और उस गलती के लिए हम चाहते हैं समाधान।
Yogi says Muslim side must solve historical wrong. Arnab debates at 9 p.m.
Amity School of Communication has been ranked among India's top 5 mass comm institutes for the last 3 years by India Today, a testimony to its most high-tech studios, senior professionals as faculty and placements in leading media organizations. To apply, visit amity.edu.
When the opposition starts celebrating not the victory of a no confidence motion but the admission of the motion in parliament, the I.N.D.I.A cannot even push through the motion if there is external support. A no confidence motion is a serious matter. It is not a necessary rite of passage. It's not like having breakfast or lunch. It is something serious which must be done when there is something serious to debate. I say debate Manipur, but why a no confidence motion? They are not even united on basic issues among themselves, and they call themselves I.N.D.I.A and they waste our time by bringing in a no confidence motion. It is an act of absolute futility. The people are serious. The people want governance, and I say with all the conviction at my command, stop the futility of the no confidence motion. The opposition should unitedly take back the no confidence motion and not waste the nation's time. If it is for their amusement, then it is a very, very expensive source of amusement that we pay. When the opposition starts celebrating not the victory of a no confidence motion but the admission of the motion in parliament, the I.N.D.I.A cannot even push through the motion if there is external support. A no confidence motion is a serious matter. It is not a necessary rite of passage. It's not like having breakfast or lunch. It is something serious which must be done when there is something serious to debate. I say debate Manipur, but why a no confidence motion? They are not even united on basic issues among themselves, and they call themselves I.N.D.I.A and they waste our time by bringing in a no confidence motion. It is an act of absolute futility. The people are serious. The people want governance, and I say with all the conviction at my command, stop the futility of the no confidence motion. The opposition should unitedly take back the no confidence motion and not waste the nation's time. If it is for their amusement, then it is a very, very expensive source of amusement that we pay. the opposition starts celebrating not the victory of a no confidence motion, but the admission of the motion in Parliament. The I.N.D.I.A cannot even push through the motion if there is external support. A no confidence motion is a serious matter. It is not a necessary rite of passage. It's not like having breakfast or lunch. It is something serious which must be done when there is something serious to debate. I say debate Manipur, but why a no confidence motion? They are not even united on basic issues among themselves, and they call themselves I.N.D.I.A, and they waste our time by bringing in a no confidence motion. It is an act of absolute futility. The people are serious. The people want governance, and I say with all the conviction at my command, stop the futility of the no confidence motion. The opposition should unitedly take back the no confidence motion and not waste the nation's time. If it is for their amusement, then it is a very, very expensive source of amusement that we pay. When the opposition starts celebrating not the victory of a no confidence motion, but the admission of the motion in Parliament. The I.N.D.I.A cannot even push through the motion if there is external support. A no confidence motion is a serious matter. It is not a necessary rite of passage. It's not like having breakfast or lunch. It is something serious which must be done when there is something serious to debate. I say debate Manipur, but why a no confidence motion? They are not even united on basic issues among themselves, and they call themselves I.N.D.I.A, and they waste our time by bringing in a no confidence motion. It is an act of absolute futility. The people are serious. The people want governance, and I say with all the conviction at my command, stop the futility of the no confidence motion. The opposition should unitedly take back the no confidence motion and not waste the nation's time. If it is for their amusement, then it is a very, very expensive source of amusement that we pay. When the opposition starts celebrating not the victory of a no confidence motion, but the admission of the motion in Parliament. The I.N.D.I.A cannot even push through the motion if there is external support. A no confidence motion is a serious.
Is it time for historical wrongs to be corrected? Yogi's strongest statement yet on Gyanvapi case.
अगर हम उसको मस्जिद कहेंगे तो फिर विवाद होगा। मुझे लगता है कि भगवान ने जिसको दृष्टि दी है वो देखे ना, त्रिशूल मस्जिद के अंदर क्या कर रहा है। हमने तो नहीं रखे ना। ये प्रस्ताव मुस्लिम समाज की तरफ से आना चाहिए। ऐतिहासिक गलती हुई है और उस गलती के लिए हम चाहते हैं समाधान।
Yogi says Muslim side must solve historical wrong. Arnab debates at 9 p.m. Who is trying to disrupt Parliament debate on Manipur? Is this about targeting PM or solving Manipur crisis? Ruckus, sloganeering, disruption. Who is blocking the Manipur debate? Arnab debates at 10 p.m.
Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Arnab Goswami on the debate at 9. Presented by Amity University. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group. The new Kia Seltos, Century Ply and Motorola Razr 40 Ultra. Co-powered by Sera and Maersk.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. Great to see you this Monday evening. And in the most categorical statement on Gyanvapi so far, Yogi Adityanath has made the following statement, and I shall first read this out in Hindi. He says, मुझे लगता है कि ये प्रस्ताव मुस्लिम समाज की तरफ से आनी चाहिए कि ऐतिहासिक गलती हुई है और उस ऐतिहासिक गलती के लिए हम चाहते हैं समाधान हो. Translation on the Gyanvapi issue is as following. These are the words of Yogi Adityanath. He says that the Muslim community must volunteer and admit that there has been a historic mistake that must be resolved. Ladies and gentlemen, there are two ways of looking at this. One, that this is a call for integration, that it is the most secular